Holy smokes. That was a 30-second wild ride rush. Just, wow. Man, I can't wait for it to come out at all. Oh, first thing is first. Happy Hump Day, everybody! Yes, it is Hump Day. We are halfway through the week. And with a very nice weekend ahead of us, there is a lot to look forward to. First things first, birthday shout out. I did not forget this time. It's actually a girl I knew from Gettysburg College who I met freshman year. So, yes, happy birthday. I hope all is well with you if you're watching this. I don't necessarily know if you are. But, yeah, anyway. So, there's actually, not in today's topic, there's actually a new show that's going to be coming out in September that, I'm not going to lie, I am really, really kind of looking forward to now. I'm probably going to get a little flack for this, and I'm probably going to maybe get a few haters, but honestly, if you hear me out, for those of you who don't know what this is, I guarantee you it's going to be awesome. So, back in the 90s, there were two franchises that consisted of, for lack of a better word, superhero teams. And I do mean like the late 80s, early 90s. That's right. There was the Power Rangers, which I was really more associated with. And the other was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And throughout the years, I really was more into Power Rangers. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I stopped watching at around after like freshman, sophomore year of high school. But in my defense, I ended up finishing up the Power Rangers series that I think is one of the best to come out in a long time. But that's just me. As for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they kind of went on the wayside. What I mean by that is, the 90s cartoon was super duper popular. Really wasn't faithful to the comic, but it was very popular. It was more kid-friendly and, colorful. When the movie came out, that actually followed the comic. The movie that came out in the 90s. It's actually considered to be the best Turtles movie, and to this day it still is. I know Michael Bay only produced the other two movies that came out, but they're still not very good. Anyway, then they did those live-action TV series, which I was not interested in at all. It looked terrible, looked tacky, everything looked fake. Although they did cross over with the Power Rangers once. Specifically Power Rangers in Space, which is another Power Rangers season that I feel is one of the best. But again, that's just a matter of opinion. And then came 2003, when the Turtles were revived. Back when like 4Kids had them or whatever. And that show was actually pretty good. The animation was beautiful. The characters were there. Everything was great. Honestly, I highly recommend that series. In fact, you know what? I'll take the best season opening of the 2003 series, and I'll put that link in the description. But yeah, the best one though, the one I feel is the best. Let's just say they really ended on a high note. And then came 2012. I was actually ending my senior year of college, and a new series came out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon. And one of the most interesting aspects about that show that got me excited was the voice cast. specifically, let's see, where do I begin? It was originally Jason Biggs from the American Pie movies as Leonardo, but eventually he was replaced by Seth Green, you know, from Family Guy, Robot Chicken, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, all those great things that you know Seth Green for. Seth Green is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to point that out there. Then again, every celebrity I mention from here on out in this video is awesome. So there we go. So, yes. So Seth Green was Leonardo. Greg Sipes, who, if you're a fan of voiceover like I am, you know he was Beast Boy on Teen Titans. He was Kevin in the older Ben 10 series. He was Chiro on Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, which is another show I should get into, but that's a different video for a different day. So yes, Craig Sipes was Michelangelo. Raphael was voiced by none other than Samwise the Brave himself, Sean Astin. And a lot of people like to say that he's the best iteration of Raphael so far. But I'll be getting into that a little bit later. And finally, the voice of Donatello was another very prominent, very great voice actor named Rob Paulsen. No, not the guy, no, not Meatloaf's character from Fight Club. No. This guy is a voice acting legend. He was Yakko on Animaniacs, Pinky on Pinky and the Brain. But just to name a few. But the most interesting fact about this series is he voiced Donatello in the 2012 series of Turtles. He also voiced Raphael in the old 80s cartoon. All coming full circle. But here's an even more interesting thing. Rob Paulsen is going to serve as voice director for Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out in September. And I'm really looking forward to that. You know, a voice actor directing voice over talent. That is awesome. And I already mentioned how awesome I think the new theme song is for the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But, you know what? Another thing that's really interesting, who they got to be the cast. Let's start with who I do believe to be the villain. His name is John Cena. Okay, that's enough. But yeah, John Cena I think is going to play like some sort of mutant warrior or whatever, which sounds awesome. I mean, not a lot of people give John Cena slack, but he's actually very likable. Not just being a wrestler, but also really cool. So, yeah. So, John Cena is going to play who I believe to be the villain. And another villain is going to be played by an Australian comedian, Rhys Darby, who, if any of you guys saw Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, one of the NPCs they talked to, the one with the Australian accent, that was him. So, yeah, he's going to be in it. So, another casting choice is really interesting is Master Splinter himself is played by a prominent voice actor who I do believe is among the future of the business, named Eric Bauza. He's of Filipino descent, actually. And, yeah, so technically they got an Asian to voice Master Splinter. It's pretty darn good, although they've done that before in the 2012 series. I forget if they got to voice Splinter in the old series, in the 2012 series. But I do remember in the 2012 series, April O'Neil was voiced by Mae Whitman, who people would know as that little girl from the first Independence Day movie. She played the main character in The Duff. She was Katara on Avatar: The Last Airbender. And she was Rose on American Dragon Jake Long, just to name a few roles she's had. And she was April O'Neil in the 2012 series. But in this series coming up in September, April O'Neil is going to be voiced by Kate Graham. That's right. a POC is going to be voicing April O'Neil. Yeah, Kate Graham was in like Vampire Diaries, Addicted, 17 Again. Yeah, just to name a few things that she's been in. But this will be the first iteration of April O'Neil that is in fact a person of color. She's going to be black, if anyone's wondering. But yeah, so that's really exciting. But now how about we get into the main four, the people I'm most excited about. So one change they made right off the bat is that Raphael is going to be the leader, not Leonardo. Raphael, actually I should get into one other thing. See, believe it or not, what the 2012 series did is that they did a good job of sort of making all four turtles look different. When originally in the old series, they looked kind of more alike. The only way you could tell them apart was the color of their bandanas. So not only are these turtles different, look different, but they're actually different types of turtles as well. And Raphael is a common snapping turtle. Big, brooding, he's the leader, he's the older brother, he's the oldest. So yeah, he's a snapping turtle, and he's voiced by Omar Benson Miller, who was in The Sorcerer's Apprentice, he was in The Express, he was a regular on CSI Miami, I believe. So yeah, he's going to be Raphael. Leonardo is going to be voiced by Ben Schwartz, who you people may know from Parks and Recreation, but I actually know him as the voice of Dewey in the 2017 DuckTales cartoon that came out last year. So, yeah, I guess Ben Schwartz has a thing for voicing characters who are associated with the color blue. Who knew? So, yeah, there's that. Donatello is going to be voiced by Josh Brenner, who is one of the main characters on Silicon Valley. And Michelangelo is going to be played by Brandon Michael Smith, whom, if any of you guys are diehard Disney fans out there, he was on like So Random and Sunny with a Chance. So I'm looking forward to what this show brings, and I really hope it succeeds really well. Because you know what? I get the feeling that this show could be the king of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons. And speaking of kings, that goes into today's video on the history of Pokemon competitive battling. So look forward to that, and look forward to the theme song from the 2018 Turtles cartoon, the best song I feel from the 2003 Turtles cartoon. You know what, I'll do the 2012 cartoon because I really like that one too. So yeah, look forward to all that. So with that said, I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hopeful you'll have a wonderful Wednesday and Hump Day. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care, everybody.